Patch 1.3.2 was released, and in this video, I'm going to compare the changes and show some before and after examples for the most notable updates. In the balance adjustments and feature updates section, under Nightfarer updates, the Duchess got one change. Adjusted the visibility of the Phantom when Duchess's skill Restage is triggered. I tested this on the training dummy in the sparring grounds, and I'm not 100% sure what the change is. It seems like the Phantom used to look more white, and now it looks more transparent. The Guardian received two changes. First, increased damage negation for physical and various elemental attacks. I found a table on Reddit showing a small increase to physical damage negation and a much bigger increase to elemental damage negation. Second, increased guard boost when guarding. This went from 60 guard boost to 66. The Raider received three changes. First, increased the speed of various attacks except dual wield and jump attacks and adjusted the movement distance of some attacks when using weapons of the Great Axes, Great Hammers, or Colossal Weapons categories. Here's a before and after of some of Raider's attacks for reference. Second, added an effect to the ability Fighter's Resolve that increases attack power for a certain period when HP is significantly reduced. He gets about a 50% damage boost for 10 seconds when his health drops below roughly 25%. Third, expanded the attack range when activating the ultimate art Totem Stela. Previously, when activating Totem Stela from this bush, only the front dummy was in range. Now the dummy on the left is also in range. The Revenant received two changes. First, increase the attack power of the special attacks performed by summoned spirits when the Revenant's ultimate art Immortal March is triggered with active summoned spirits. In this example, the damage went from 441 to 550, so about a 25% increase. Second, increase the attack power and damage negation of spirits summoned through the skill Summon Spirit in the Deep of Night mode, scaling with the depth level of expeditions. Now for the Executor, who received a massive 9 changes. Number 1, increase the attack power of critical hits while the Cursed Sword character skill is active. Previously, the damage was 86, followed by 373. Now it's 129, followed by 560. That's about a 50% increase. Number 2, increase the guard boost while the Cursed Sword character skill is active. Here is the difference in stamina consumption before the patch and after the patch while guarding with the character skill active. Number 3, increase the stagger damage upon successful deflection while the Cursed Sword character skill is active. Number 4, reduce the stamina reduction upon successful deflection while the Cursed Sword character skill is active. Your stamina bar doesn't get drained as much on deflects now. Number 5, running out of stamina after a successful deflection no longer results in a guard break while the Cursed Sword character skill is active. Previously, if a deflection made you run out of stamina, you'd get staggered. Now, you don't. Number 6, change the specifications to apply the effects of improved skill attack power and improved melee attack power to weapon arts while the Cursed Sword character skill is active. Previously, with no relic equipped, the Cursed Sword skill Light Attack did 135 damage and the L2 skill attack did 503. With one Balancer's Relic equipped, the Light Attack went from 135 to 141, but the L2 skill attack stayed at 503. Now, after the patch, with one Balancer's Relic, the Light Attack still goes from 135 to 141, but the L2 skill attack goes from 503 to 609, which is about a 21% increase. Number 7, increase the power of attacks, except for Roar, while the ultimate art, Aspects of the Crucible Beast, is active. Previously, the Light Attack did 187, Heavy did 232, and L2 did 562. Now, the Light Attack does 204, Heavy does 255, and L2 does 617. That's roughly a 9 to 10% increase. Number 8, increase damage negation when performing the L2 PS5/LT Xbox/Q Steam skill attack while the ultimate art Aspects of the Crucible transformation is active, and added a short window where it is not possible to become critically wounded even if your HP reaches 0. If your HP reaches 0 during the skill's activation, you will end the transformation with 1 HP remaining. Previously, if your HP hit 0 during that activation, you would die. Now, you survive and end the transformation with 1 HP. Number 9. Increase the power scaling of attacks, except for Roar, in accordance with the depth level, while the ultimate art aspects of the Crucible Beast is active and in the Deep of Night mode. The Scholar received one change. Adjusted the distance criteria that affect the progress rate against large enemies in the skill Analyze. I'm not really sure what this changed. It sounded like analyzing large targets from farther away would go faster, but that didn't seem to happen in my test. I analyzed the giant at a fort while standing near the merchant. Before the patch, it took 49 seconds for the analyze to complete, and after the patch, it also took 49 seconds. It also seems like the maximum range where you can begin the analyze is the same as before. Let me know if anyone figures out what this item in the patch actually changed. The Undertaker also received one change. Adjusted the movement distance of some attacks against stationary targets when using weapons of the hammer category. In other words, Undertaker can now land some attacks from a bit farther away. There were a bunch of relic adjustments as well. The burn damage caused by the Wilder Art activation Spreads Fire in Area relic effect now increases the art gauge. The art gauge fills a little more now. This might also depend on total burn damage dealt, so it could vary by enemy size or how many enemies are hit. Increase the effect of the HP recovery from successful guarding relic effect. I tested this using Guardian at level 1. Starting from very low HP, I guarded 10 hits and compared the total health gained from those 10 guarded hits. Increase the power of the shockwaves generated by the Guardian Successful Guards Send Out Shockwaves while ability is active relic effect. I'm not sure what they mean by power here, because the shockwave did 72 damage before and it still does 72 damage now. Maybe the change is to the range or the area of effect. Increase the effect of the while character skill is active, unlocking use of Cursed Sword restores HP relic effect. Once you've deflected enough attacks to unlock the use of Cursed Sword, it restores more HP now than it did before. Renamed and modified the Character Skill Boosts Attack but Attacking Drains HP relic effect to Character Skill Boosts Attack but Lowers Damage Negation while attacking, and increased the effect amount of the attack power boost. When I tested this after the patch, the name in the in-game filters for my existing relic still showed the old name, but the functionality did change as described. Previously, without the relic, a light attack with the Cursed Sword skill dealt 150 damage. With the relic, it dealt 162 damage, and it also chipped away at your own HP. That boost was about 8%. After the patch with the relic, the Cursed Sword light attack goes from 150 to 202, which is about a 35% damage boost instead of the old 8%. For how much damage negation gets lowered, here's a comparison of the damage you take from the same attack without the lowered damage negation and with the lowered damage negation from the new version of this relic. Increase the effect of the attack power increased by landing the final blow of a chain attack relic effect. Before the patch, a light attack did 91 base damage. After triggering the relic effect with Undertaker's 4-hit light combo, the buff increased that light attack from 91 to 102, so about a 12% boost. After the patch, 91 goes up to 105, which is about a 15% boost. The duration of the buff remains the same at 20 seconds, so this one changed from 12% to 15%. Increase the effect of the physical attacks boosted while effect from incantation is active for self relic effect. I used Golden Vow for this test. Before the patch, with the relic, Golden Vow brought the light attack damage from 91 to 120. After the patch, with the relic, it goes from 91 to 123. The duration didn't change. Golden Vow lasts 80 seconds. In both versions, the relic boosted damage lasts for the first 60 seconds of that 80, and the remaining 20 seconds is normal Golden Vow damage without the relic boost. So before the patch, the relic boost with Golden Vow was about 32%, and now it's about 35%. Decrease the effect of the successive attacks boost attack power relic effect. Before the patch, at max stacks, it boosted the light attack damage from 91 to 122, which is about a 34% boost. After the patch, at max stacks, it boosts 91 to 110, which is about a 21% boost. So this nerf is essentially 34% down to 21%. Decreased the effect of the improved bow attack power and improved attack power with 3+ bows equipped relic effects. The only relic I had to test this with was the one you get from the Remembrance, Edge of Order, which improves bow attack power but also converts it to holy damage. Because it changes the damage type, the numbers don't translate cleanly to physical damage, so I couldn't properly test this one. If you're curious, before the patch, the training dummy damage went from 66 without the relic to 74 with the relic. And after the patch, it goes from 66 to 71. But again, that's what the damage type conversion involved. Next are some adjustments to equipment, sorceries, and incantations. Distance-related drop-off is now applied to status ailment buildup, ultimate art gauge charging, and near-death gauge depletion when attacking downed allies for attacks that take into account damage drop-offs, such as ranged weapons. Before the patch, you could apply status ailments like poison with a bow even if you were so far away that you were doing 0 damage. After the patch, to apply a status ailment, you have to be within actual damage range. In this example, from this range, it used to take only 2 arrows to poison these enemies. Even though no damage was being dealt because I was out of range, poison could still build up. Now it doesn't work like that, and it takes much longer to apply the status. I might do more testing to see exactly what affects poison buildup with bows now, because in this example, poison doesn't apply until the enemies are around half health. Change the primary sorcery of the Rotten Crystal Staff from Shattering Crystal to Crystal Release. Increase the FP consumption of the Shattering Crystal sorcery. Before the patch, with a level 15 Iron Eye, you could cast Shattering Crystal 5 times before running out of FP. After the patch, you can cast it only 4 times before running out. Increase the FP consumption of the Beast Claw incantation. Before the patch, I could cast it 11 times before running out of FP. After the patch, it's only 8. Reduced the reduced maximum HP effect of the Primal Glintstone Blade Talisman. This used to reduce max HP by 15%. Now it reduces max HP by 6%. Reduce the impaired damage negation effect of the Crucible Feather Talisman. This used to be 10% impaired damage negation. Now it's 5%. Fire pots and throwing knives now have a maximum amount that can be bought in shops. This used to be unlimited. Now you can buy up to 50 fire pots and 99 throwing knives. That pretty much covers the main things from the patch, but there are a lot more smaller adjustments and bug fixes in 1.3.2. I'll leave a link to the patch notes so you can read everything for yourself. I mainly wanted to document my observations and show some clean before and after examples for the changes. I might dig deeper and test more stuff from this patch later. And if you spot any mistakes in the video, if I overlooked something in my testing, if I messed up the math or anything like that, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.